Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am Baiq Ardelia with NPM 2021 12-500-106 and I'm class from R4B. In this video, I want to explain about education and impact of online learning. So, education is the main weapon in the development of a nation's civilization. Without education, humans get knowledge to build the nation's civilization. Because the progress of human resources depends on the right educational pattern according to the context. Education is vast with a number of problems, both from educators and students. Educators are expected to find the right method with the time so that the educational process is not monotonous and boring. Like in the COVID-19 pandemic situation in the last 4 years, there needs to be renewal in the application of education that produce quality human resources. Many things can be done by the teacher in providing good practice to students. Good in speech, attitude, social life, and other manners. This can be done in the learning process. With today's technology, digitization certainly has positive and negative impacts on students. During this pandemic, of course, the mindset and willingness to learn are very different now, even though technology is advanced. Due to the impact of the pandemic for about 3 years, the students are spoiled by learning from home where the implementation is not optimal because not all students follow it well. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the whole world, including in the field of education. Some local governments have decided to implement policies to dismiss students and start implementing online learning methods. The online learning system or internet work is a learning system without face-to-face meetings between teachers and students, but is carried out online using the internet network. The teacher must ensure that teaching and learning activities continue, even though students aren't at home. The solution is that teachers are required to be able to design instructional media as innovations by utilizing online media. All schools have stopped face-to-face learning at school and replaced it with the concept of a distance learning model, or in Indonesia we called PJJ or home learning. These schools are not ready for an online learning system, which requires learning media such as mobile phones, laptops, or computers. We also have to use video conferencing applications to support online learning, such as Zoom Meeting, Google Meet, and then Google Classroom, and sometimes also use email, WhatsApp, or Google Drive to submit assignments. As someone who has learned to use an online learning system because of the COVID-19 pandemic, I think there are definitely advantages and disadvantages. Maybe the following are some of the disadvantages of online learning. The first one, the problems that occur are not only found in the learning media system, but also the availability of quotas, or we call data package, which require quite high cost for students and teachers to facilitate online learning needs. And the second one, the quota or data package purchased for internet needs has soared, and many parents of students are not ready to increase the budget in providing internet networks. This is a very important issue for students. What time they have to study and how much data package they have. or they need to buy, while their parents are on low income or from the lower middle class or underprivileged, until finally things like this are imposed on parents who want their children to keep up with online learning. And then the third one, online learning cannot be separated from the internet network. It means internet network connection is one of the obstacles faced by students whose residence is difficult to access the internet, especially students who live in rural, remote, and underdeveloped areas. This is also a problem that happens a lot to students who take part in online learning, so that the implementation is less than optimal. The fourth one is less interaction between the teachers and students. Some online learning methods are one way, discuss less interaction between teachers and students. So it will be difficult for you to get further explanations about materials that are difficult to understand. 5.1 Lack of supervision in learning. Lack of supervision in conducting online learning makes online learning users sometimes lose their focus. With easy access, some users tend to procrastinate their study time. Self-awareness is needed so that the online learning process becomes focused and achieves its goal. Okay, besides the disadvantages of using online learning media, there are also several advantages of using online learning. The first one is can be accessed easily. Simply using a handphone or other technological devices such as laptop or computer connected to the internet, we can already access the material we want to learn. By implementing online learning, we can do learning activities anywhere and anytime just by opening the material in the place provided by the teacher. For example, like in Google Classroom or WhatsApp. Second one, trying to use information technology. As we know that information technology continues to develop. With this online learning, we can better master and also recognize the applications contained in online learning, of course. And the third one, add insight. Online learning can broaden the horizons of a student, especially for those of us who go to college. Why is that? Because with online learning, students can find everything about lessons through the internet media and also other sources that we can know that this is very much a references on the internet. The fourth one, flexible time and place. With online learning, we can do the learning process anywhere and anytime. With the most important thing is to be connected to the internet connection. So they can follow online learning according to the time agreed by the teacher. Okay, that's all for my video about education and online learning based on my experience. I'm so sorry if there's something wrong when I made this video. Thank you so much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.